You know, for a while now, we've gotten really, really good at building AI that understands text. But what about everything else? All the charts, the tables, the forms we deal with every single day? Well, today we're diving into how to build an AI that doesn't just read the words, but actually sees the whole picture. This quote right here, it really gets to the heart of what we're talking about. It's such a simple idea, but it's incredibly powerful. We're moving beyond retrieval augmented generation that only gets plain text, and we're stepping into a world where your AI can understand images, make sense of tables, and digest complex documents. For any builder out there, this is a massive leap forward. So let's start with this fundamental shift. We're really talking about an evolution here. If you're already familiar with standard RAG, you've got the basics down. But now we're adding all these new layers of understanding, moving from just reading words on a page to comprehending entire visual worlds. Okay, this slide really shows the difference. Think of it like this. Standard RAG is like a researcher who can only read the text in a book. Sure, they're fast, but they miss all the crucial insights hidden in the diagrams, the charts, and the tables. Multimodal RAG, on the other hand, is the researcher who gets it all: the text, the images, the data in the tables, and how they're all laid out together. It's not just getting answers from words, it's getting answers from context. And that leads to way, way smarter results. Now, I know this might sound super complex, but giving AI this kind of sight is actually a very structured process. It's all built on a clear 4-step pipeline. This is really the technical core of how we make it all work. Here are the 4 key stages. First, you extract. This means pulling out all the different kinds of information from your documents. The text, sure, but also the images and the tables. Then you index all of that in a smart way so your system can search through it. Next, when a user asks a question, the system will retrieve the most relevant bits of info, whether that's a paragraph of text or a specific chart. And finally, and this is super important, you ground the answer. That just means the AI uses that retrieved info to generate a response that is directly based on the source material, no making stuff up. To make that pipeline, especially that first extract step, really sing, you need a specific set of tools. These are the technologies that are designed to interpret all that visual information that a normal text-based system would just, completely ignore. First up is OCR, or optical character recognition. This is the absolute foundation. If you've got a scanned PDF or a picture of a document, OCR is what lets the AI read the words in that image. It's literally turning pixels into characters, which makes all that text searchable and actually usable. But what about tables? That's where table parsing comes in. And this is so much more than just OCR. It doesn't just read the words and numbers. It understands the structure, the rows, the columns, the headers. It knows that the number in the total column and the Q4 row corresponds to a very specific piece of data. That structural understanding is absolutely crucial. And the final piece of this toolkit puzzle is layout awareness. This is all about getting context from position. The AI learns that, hey, that big block of text at the top, that's probably a title. And that little sentence underneath an image, that's a caption, and it's related to that image. This spatial understanding stops it from just seeing a jumbled mess of words and helps it grasp the document's real meaning. Okay, so we've covered the how. Now, for the really exciting part, the what for. How can you, as a builder, put this amazing technology to work in the real world? Let's get into some real, tangible applications. Just imagine asking your AI, what was our revenue trend in Q3? And it just analyzes a bar chart to give you the answer. Or think about automatically pulling every single line item from thousands of invoices without any manual data entry. You could process complex government forms or medical forms in seconds. You can even use it to build automated quality checks to make sure your data parsing is always on point. The possibilities here are just huge. All right, as we start to wrap up, it all comes down to one simple, incredibly powerful principle that really governs this whole field. This is the ultimate takeaway from our explainer today, and it's the reason why multimodal RAG is such a game changer. So the whole point is this. When you feed your AI richer, more complete information, when it can see the text, the tables, and the charts, its ability to reason and generate accurate, useful answers just goes up exponentially. You're basically removing its blindfold. You know the old saying, garbage in, garbage out? Well, the reverse is even more powerful. Quality, contextual data in means brilliant insights out. And that really brings us to our final thought. For all of you builders watching, the real question isn't just what can be done with this technology, But what will you do with it? When your applications are no longer stuck with just plain text, what new problems are you going to solve? What incredible new experiences are you going to create? The tools are here. The rest is up to you.